what's up guys? Peace. Kromatophor, one more time for you. We're on video 6, episode 6 if you will, and we're gonna go ahead and do something special for this episode, something different, change the vibe if you will. Before we get to that, and I'll explain what we're gonna do, I just wanna go ahead and show you the differences of mix presentations. So I have one mix that I showed you guys in like episode 2, maybe 3, can't remember exactly. And then I have another mix that I did that I presented, I think it was episode 4 that I worked on, okay? So what I wanna do is I just wanna give you an A and B comparison of what those mixes sound like, okay? And hopefully you guys can turn your TVs up for me real quick so you can hear the differences and you can understand why mixing is important. Okay, I believe it's super important to do this A and B comparison, okay? So what I got here on my computer, on my DAW machine, is I got my second mix, or my most recent mix that I've done. I can continue to work on this mix, and I am going to work on this mix, but this is just a good point to show you guys it sounds better than the first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play just this section of the song where all the energy is focused, meaning every instrument is playing. For the most part, every instrument that I want is playing. So you got all those instruments giving you energy, and that will give you a good sense of how the mix sounds. So let me just play this real quick. Okay, so you guys are already used to the song, but listen to the drums, listen to the energy of everything and how it sounds right now. One more time. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring up the first mix that I did with this track. So I'm just gonna let my computer load that. This mix was done pretty much, let me say that again. There wasn't anything done to this mix, pretty much. I just threw the samples together, I threw the song together, and I just played it. So listen to it now, here we go. This is the old mix. Whew. Okay, now, if you cannot hear the difference, please turn your TV up, okay? Please turn your TV up. If you can somehow put headphones on, do that as well. But it's just drastic, it's huge. Now, when you're mixing, you gotta be careful of gain, and you don't wanna just boost your gain. I think I said this in the mixing video. Gain can be deceiving. Our ears perceive loudness as better. Now, my second mix, my better mix, is louder. But what I want you guys to focus on is not the loudness, but the quality of each sound. So the quality of the drums, how much slappier they got, how much just intense they got versus this. So I'm gonna play this one more time. Okay, and as quickly as I can, I'm gonna go to the new mix one more time just to show you that it sounds better. It just has a better mix. Everything's playing in unison with more depth, with more enhanced qualities, okay? So let me go ahead and play this one more time, same part. Okay. So hopefully you can hear the differences. Like I said, there is a gain difference. This mix is louder, but the drums are slappier. The drums have more definition. The sample has just a little bit more enhancement. Okay, so what I'll do now real quick is I'm gonna go to my drums and I'm just gonna show you what I did mix-wise to make them sound better than the first mix, okay? I guess that's the word of the day, is mix. We're using that a lot today. Let's go to the drums. So just check out my drums. This is my plug-in strip here. So I got my tools that I've used and the tools I explained last time with a couple extra ones. So what I added was some compression. Okay, so first thing I added was a compressor, okay, and these are my settings. Got a fast attack. We won't get too into it. A slightly slow release, but it's still pretty fast. and my ratio is high to give it a lot of compression so I can hear the change in the drums, okay? Let's just do with and without. So here's with it. Okay, and here's without it. Now, even to me, that's kind of hard to hear because when you're mixing, sometimes less is more. So I'm not gonna necessarily tell you to like really check it out because it's hard to hear compression sometimes. But trust me, it's making a difference. All right, next thing I got is my EQ, and all I did was enhance what I wanted and dip out what I didn't. I enhanced some bass, so the kick drum, so you can feel that in your chest. I enhanced that. I enhanced some of my mids, which are like my snares. And then I pinpointed what I wanted for my high mids, like what frequency. And I gave a baby bump to the highs, meaning like the hi-hats and the cymbals, okay? After that, all I did was add what's called a limiter, okay? And I added 2 different limiters, one to give it gain, so one to boost it and give it some more volume, because without the limiter, it's too quiet, it's a weak sounding drum. So I gave it a boost, and then the other limiter to tame the frequencies so it doesn't clip, okay? And that's what those limiters did. And then just to finish the chain, I just added what's called saturation. So that just kind of gives your dynamics, and it depends on what you want to be dynamic, but it gives your dynamics better fullness, better quality, okay? So that's saturation. Okay, so hopefully that gives you guys an understanding of mixing just a little more, and hopefully I can be back to give you guys a little more in-depth quality of videos so you guys can understand more. There's a lot I didn't cover, and believe it or not, this mix isn't finished in my opinion. I'm gonna go back home, I'm gonna check it out, I'm gonna make it brighter, I'm gonna make it enhanced, and I'm gonna give it more. One thing I did forget though was an auxiliary, okay? So I added a bus send or an auxiliary send, okay? I'm not gonna get into that, but those make your mixes, saves your CPU power, can make your mixes better, okay? And I just added saturation on that. Anyways, hopefully you gained a lot from those. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And we're gonna do something different. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rap for you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and rap over my beat and kind of give you that missing element. Obviously it's an instrumental right now, and I love instrumental hip hop. I can listen to it without words and just vibe on what's going on instrumentally. But we're missing that extra element, which is vocals, and you need vocals. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a dry, live rap, and I'm just gonna rap over my beat. It's gonna be dry, so I'm warning you right now, it's not gonna have all these pretty reverbs and delays and even overdubs, you know, like you hear in your modern hip hop music, but just to give you that vibe. And then we may have another special treat that we'll show you as I'm rapping, okay? So let's check that out, and hope you guys like it. Y'all, yeah. Kromatophor, yes, let me let you know real quick. Yeah, we're gonna do it dry, simple, plain like this. Yo, I find a way to take some time to do what I need to be highly refined, cause greatness is always on my mind while these people go and kick it and recline. I find a way to take some time to do what I need to be highly refined. Greatness is always on my mind while these people go and kick it and recline. Yeah, you can catch me with a smile on my face, doing unique things at a beautiful pace, and I ain't gonna stop until I find an escape from the shackles that we create. Yo, I'll be gone without a single trace, finding moments of zen plus that peaceful space where we don't worry about money or race, or simply fitting in, yo, and feeling displaced. Yeah, and if you think this is just a beat, please, the sound's gonna bring you down to your knees. Blur your vision and your sight to see, cause it might as well be, yo, lightning streaks. And for a nominal fee, but also free, you could catch me underneath the heat of destiny. Yo, respectively, I could give a damn if you step to me and say things disrespectfully. Like what I'm doing doesn't make sense logically, but if you listen, it makes sense sonically. And obviously, it's odd to see my oddities and all my collection of commodities and wonders as I've purged and plundered and dug in the crates just to find an escape. I squeeze the quality of life out just like juice made from concentrate. While you do nothing and simply negate the truth of how and why we're here and what's at stake. And I'll be honest, you seem real fake, but I'll turn the other cheek and keep going straight. Wish me well, cause you can't take my place. If you try, you'll have to bow down with grace. I'll haunt your dreams, and if you do me wrong, yo, you won't forget my face. Cause, yes, I'm here on a mission, letting people make decisions, giving them a choice to listen, cool with taking on submissions. You can't say that my drive lacks vision, cause my words come equipped, precise like a cut incision. It seems that these people are all lost, the materialism and the stupid material costs. I transcend to another form of growth, making your heart race as your mind starts to get provoked. I invoke, so come along and listen to the choke of the pads as the samples begin more fruition. One more time to the chorus, just to let you know why I'm here to tame your suspicion. Here we go. I'll find a way to take some time to do what I need to be highly refined. Cause greatness is always on my mind while these people go and kick it and recline. I find a way to take some time to do what I need to be highly refined. Cause greatness is always on my mind while these people go and kick it and recline. While these people go and kick it and recline. Yeah, greatness. Greatness is always on my mind. Yo, I appreciate you tuning in. Kromatophor. Peace. Hey, what's up, guys? Okay, I hope you enjoyed that last video. I hope you enjoyed that performance. Shout out to Jim J. He's one of the Hybrids dancers. Make sure you check him out. Make sure you get into any of his videos and the stuff he does because he's amazing. I'm going to pop his Instagram right there in the lower thirds. So shout out Jim J. Much respect. But okay, so what we're going to be doing for the last remainder of this video is we're going to make something from scratch using a mobile device. I know that most of us don't have a MacBook Pro or a machine controller. So what we're going to do is we're going to devote this section of the video to just mobile. And we're going to go with GarageBand, and we're possibly going to do Foundation as well. Either way, if you got a mobile device at home, maybe you can't afford it, maybe you're a little kid just trying to make some music, this is for you, okay? So what I'm going to do, and honestly, it's going to be off the top of my head. I'm just going to make a song. I'm going to make something. I don't know exactly what it's going to sound like, but we're going to go for it, okay? So this is all devoted to mobile. This is all devoted to the things you can purchase or the things you already have, okay? All right, so let's get into it. I got a little iPad here. It's an iPad 2, so it's a little older, but this is going to allow me to play with GarageBand, okay? If you got an iPhone, you could play with GarageBand. If you don't have an iPhone, you have an Android, try Foundation. Check out Foundation. They're giving you free versions of the program right now, okay? Very similar to the Machine program and very similar to GarageBand, okay? But right now, we're going to focus on GarageBand. So I'm here. This is GarageBand, and these are my tracks. I just mess around. I teach, so a lot of these are the songs I teach for the kids. I'm going to hit Create Document, which is Create New Song, okay? So now that I did that, I got my instruments. All right. It looks exactly the same on your mobile device if you have a phone. Actually, this might not be updated completely, so it might look a bit different, but granted, it's going to look the same or very similar. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to decide what I want to play, and I'm going to start with some chord progressions. So I'm going to take the keyboard here, and I'm going to go ahead and choose a sound. I've been using GarageBand teaching kids. I teach elementary school, and I'll give you guys some more information in a while. But I know some of these sounds, so I'm going to go with this day spa right here, okay? And let me just play around. Let's see what I can do here. Let me choose a key. Okay, that's like an F major key. So let me play some chords in there. okay? So you kind of get the vibe. Let me add some more chords. Okay, that last one I did not like. It's a little diminished, or whatever it may be. So we'll just go back. We'll keep it an easy progression. We'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go back to the second chord, okay? So here we go. Actually, I'm wrong. Okay, right there. That's the chord right there. Okay. There it is. Okay. Little 80s vibe, but that's okay. All right, so off the bat, I know GarageBand gives me a BPM of 110. So I'm going to just hit the record button up here, and you're going to hear your metronome clicking, 4 beats. So we're taking it back to episode 1, right? So let's just hear that real quick. Okay, it's ready to go. So I'm going to try to play those as accurately as possible. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do whole notes, okay? All right. To save time, I'm not going to do the full 8 measures. It's giving me 8 bars or 8 measures, so I'm just going to do 4 bars. Now, what I can do now is I can go into this track, the clip screen or the channel screen or the track screen, whatever you want to call it, which is this guy right here, okay? So I already have my recording. It's a little off, meaning my chords are a little ahead of the beat, so I got to do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and take it back. I'm going to delete that recording. I'm going to try it one more time. Try to be accurate. I may have messed up that last chord. Let me look at it. Oh man, that's okay. So another thing you can do is you can move the notes and quantize them just like we've done before in GarageBand. And I will do that next time. For now, we're just gonna move on because I know this video is short and I know we're almost done with this final episode. So let me go ahead and move on. Push play. I'm gonna find my next instrument. I'm gonna hit the plus at the bottom. And right off the bat, I'm just gonna put some drums, give it some flavor. I'll pick my sound. I know there's some good ones. We'll do Crate Digger, which is kind of like a hip hop type sound. So I'm just gonna hit it with bass and snare. Okay, so I just gotta lock into that tempo, make sure I'm not too slow, make sure I'm not too fast. I'm a little too slow. Guys in the back, in the mixing room, can you give me a little more on the monitors, please? Okay, I'm gonna try again. Once again, we're doing this from scratch, so it might be a little rough, bear with me. Big ups to the guys in the back. They gave me some of that volume. I could hear myself. So there we go. That sounded pretty nice. Let me hear it again. I'm gonna go ahead and hit loop. And now it's gonna fill up my 8 bars. Okay, I could dig that. I could dig that. Let's move on. Let's create something else. Let's see. I got these little tools here. So these guys are called free drums. They let me manipulate the sound. So right now they're on the drum kit. And if you don't got these tools, that's okay. You can play with the fingers, right? But all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and play something with these guys, and I'm gonna go with a shaker. Let me see if I can find a good shaker sound. So I'm gonna go into my drums, and I'm gonna find a shaker sound. Let's see. I'll go to percussion, and I'll go to, let's try Latin. I love the Latin stuff. And we got a shaker. Okay, I don't like that shaker. Sounds a little too hollow. So I'm gonna go to electronic. I'm gonna pick something. Let's try classic drum machine. So this is all experimentation, right guys? There we go, that's a little better. So when you're making your little song at home, you wanna make sure you like what you're creating. Okay, so these are still on drums, so I'm not even gonna mess with these right now. but those are cool tools. They're called free drum. Check them out, okay? Okay, I could dig that. I'm gonna record it. And I'm just gonna do 2 measures long to save time, okay? I may have done that rhythm in the last video. I feel like I've done that one in the last video. But I'm gonna go ahead and hit loop. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let me go ahead and add another instrument. Let's go ahead and add, okay, there's these cool ones on GarageBand. They're called Chinese drum kit, okay? So I'm gonna go to the Chinese drum kit and add just like a little something cool. The kids that I teach, they love the Chinese drum kit. So I'm talking about these right here. Okay, so let me play with that. Okay, I could dig it. Let's go ahead and record it. All right, I could dig it. I'm gonna go ahead and record it, loop it. Actually, that's gonna throw me off, so I'm gonna copy. So watch me carefully. I'm gonna hit copy, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it here to measure 5, where I wanna put the next loop, and I'm just gonna drag it over to where I want it, which is at the end. So it's symmetrical, right? Total different sound, right, than machine, because you're on GarageBand, but that's okay. I still feel it. I can still enjoy the music. I'm gonna let me add some strings. So let's make it sound a little open, a little symphony type energy. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but let's do some symphony kind of stuff. So right here, you got your chords. I'm gonna go ahead and play with these chords real quick. So I know I'm in the key of F, right? So that F's gonna work. Minor's good. Before I even try, I'm gonna go ahead and push play and manipulate and just see what I can do, so. Okay, so I definitely wanna end on A minor. Okay, so I'm basically gonna follow the progression of the last, of the spa, or the piano that I recorded, okay? So let me just do an F for 2 measures, 2 whole notes, and then we're gonna do D minor for a whole note, and then we're gonna do A minor for a whole note, okay? So check it out. Now guys at home, don't do what I'm doing. Don't just do 4 measures and then stop it and loop it. It's easy to do it that way, but I want you guys to get better, right? So when you're at home doing this, try to get better and do as much measures as you can before you mess up, because that will make you better. It'll make your timing cleaner. You'll understand how the rhythm is working. Looping is cool, but I'm just doing that to save time because I know we're almost out of time. But here's my groove. So I hear some other things in my head, but we're running out of time. So what I want to go ahead and do is I just want to show you guys how to mix, right? So let's go ahead and go in here. If you look, here are all my gain levels or my volume levels. I'm going to just do that to taste real quick. Strings are too loud. Give it a little more of those pianos and a little more of the drums. Watch my meter up there on the iPad. It is almost clipping, but we could fix that. And then another thing we can do is we can go ahead and mess with some of those plugins. We can mess with the reverbs, the compression, the EQ, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna compress the shaker. Let's see what that does, okay? So I'm gonna touch on the shaker, which is right here. and then I'm gonna hit, next to effects, there's these faders, they're called faders, and that's your plug-in settings, okay? So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm just gonna mess with this compressor. It says compressor, treble, and bass, just like those frequencies, right? So let's go ahead and add some compression and see what that does. So we're squashing the frequency. See how it got a little louder? That's gonna give it more drive. Turn it off. Kind of distant, right? Turn it up. I'm gonna give it a little more treble and then a little bit of reverb. Ooh, that sounds nice. Okay, now let's play the mix. I could do the same with the other channels. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that with the spa. Give it some compression. Okay, and then on top of that, if you wanted to, you can mess with the bass line, right? I'll just play it. I'm not gonna record it because we're almost out of time, but you just play that bass line, right? So here's my notes. Yeah. That was a good take. I wish I would have recorded that. Okay, guys. Nutshell. In a nutshell, that's how you do it mobile. So if you don't have all these fancy tools, you don't have a machine, you don't have a MacBook Pro, you don't have an interface, get yourself your phone, because that is your studio. That is everything. It's your camera, it's your studio, it's all that good stuff, right, guys? Don't be afraid to use these tools until you get better and you can purchase something a little more professional, right? But even though this isn't professional, there's been some artists who have made it with GarageBand tracks, okay? So to wrap it up, guys, I appreciate your time. My name is Kromatophor. You could drop me a link at my Instagram, or you could drop me a link at my email. If you're an educator and you would like me to be at your school, that's what I do. I love to teach. Please feel free to contact me. If you're a producer, if you're a musician or an artist and you want to collaborate, please contact me. It's Kromatophor once again. Other than that, guys, I hope you've learned something. It's been a pleasure to be in your home. It's been a blessing. Thank you so much. Take care of yourselves. And till the next one, hopefully I could be back soon. Peace. Hey guys, it's Kromatophor. You're watching Kromatophor's Count-In on Albuquerque Public Access.